the basic timing structure kind of established for our animation, it's time to start figuring out some details of how specifically, how fast and how slow things are going to work. So whenever the next thing that I do in an animation like this is that I start to explore the in-between keyframes, the secondary keyframes, if you will, that establish really critical parts of the movement and the timing of those keyframes on my timeline itself. So this is what I have so far. The ball is bouncing from the background to the foreground, okay? And now I need to figure out the timing of the peak of the movement. When is the ball going to reach the top of its movement arc, okay? That's an important detail that we need to nail down pretty quickly and then figure out the timing of that so that we can start doing all of our in-betweens. We don't want to just start animating every single frame in sequence. We want to explore these key poses to ensure that what we are creating is working, that it's reading correctly, and we're getting the good sense of weight, timing, depth, and speed inside of our scene itself. Okay, cool. So let's just jump in here. I can see my ball. It goes from here to there, the first jump. Okay, well, let's figure out where the ball is going to live in that middle jump, or in the middle of its movement arc, somewhere right in here. And how big is it going to be, right? I'm going to bisect my timeline downstairs here, and I'm going to duplicate that object, okay? So Shift D, I'm going to put it right in the middle of that movement arc, okay? Oops, looks like I have on this one animation frame, I think I have two objects that are identical to each other. So let's just delete the unnecessary one. Pay real close attention to how you've duplicated these things. I think I made a mistake on accident. Your onion skinning is going to do us a good job in helping us understand what's currently active on each animation frame. Okay, so I like this. This is a good place to begin. I think I'm going to increase the scale of this object ever so slightly, because not only is it going to be moving, but it's going to be scaling simultaneously. And if you look at the onion skinning here, it's telling us quite wonderfully how big it should be. We don't want to make it this big. That's way wrong. That's where it needs to end up. But we don't want to make it, it's not a 100% increase in size. It's just a small little increase in size. Because at the top of its arc, it's still bouncing forward. So it hasn't achieved the size that it's going to hit here yet. Okay, there we go. So there's that arc. Here it is down here at the bottom of the first jump. Now, we have 20 frames here between frame 24 and 44. So let's park our playhead here at frame 34. And once again, we're going to grab our object, hitting the G key, by the way. Let's scale it up just a little bit. There we go. Let's play it now. Yeah, we're getting there. Now we're starting to see how the changing of the size and scale of our ball is producing the illusion of depth, which is really neat, by the way. I think we're nailing it so far. So far, so good. Yeah, it feels like it's jumping more towards the foreground, which is very exciting. Okay, and generally speaking, I'm liking the timing. Let's continue our work here. So on frame 44, we have a keyframe for the conclusion of what would be the second jump. Now, between frame 44 and 58, we have it going from its current location to over here. So let's figure this out. Somewhere, I'm just going to put my timeline in the middle, hit the G key to grab my guy. I got to select it first, and we're going to put it in the middle of that arc. Now, I'm just kind of visually lining up the center of the sphere with the apex of my curve. Of course, naturally, I'm going to need to scale this up just a little bit as well. Whenever we add a keyframe, play your animation. Understand real quickly what it is that you've created. Before you go any further, and before you forget, add a keyframe or play your animation so you don't understand, so you're always understanding the edits that you've made. Okay, last one real fast. I parked my playhead here at frame 61. I'm gonna hit the G key to grab select my ball, hit the G key to grab it, place it in the middle of that apex, and of course this one we're going to scale quite dramatically. And let's play it. Yeah, I'm starting to feel this. This is starting to look good. I think what I'm seeing here is maybe some small edits to the timing. And this is the cool thing about working with these keyframes inside of our timeline. We can make small adjustments without having to redraw anything. We're just moving these keyframes around, which is going to have a global effect on the timing of our animation. Now, I think what I'm seeing here is that now that I see it in action, I want it to be a little bit quicker at the beginning. So here's what I'm going to do. Down in my timeline, and I apologize, I know it's very hard to see because the icons are small, but I'm going to use my mouse and left click and drag out a box around all of my keyframes. I'm going to park my playhead on frame 1. With the playhead at frame 1, I can scale all of my keyframes to the location of my playhead. The moment we start pressing these keyframes in the timeline together, the faster the movement's going to be. And this is an organic process. So I'm going to hit the S key to scale my keyframes down a little bit. And I'm going to make some small movements. At the conclusion of that movement, I'm going to play it. It doesn't matter what we timed out with our stopwatch. That was just the first pass. Now we're truly establishing the timing of our animation itself. This is an organic process. As animators, we draw something, we time it, and then we test it. And then we ask ourselves, is it working? Is this cool? Is it achieving the illusion that I'm trying to achieve here? If the answer to that question is yes, boom, you're done. Move on to the next stage. If it's no, start dissecting your animation and figuring out what small changes to the location of the keyframes we can make to produce the illusion that we're after. I'm going to stick around and keep working on the timing of my animation a little bit, but this is the next part, the next stage of our little animation.